We have some breaking news in the NHL. We have ourselves an old-fashioned hockey trade. First one in a while. This one between Ottawa and New Jersey. We'll analyze the deal coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have ourselves a trade. It's been a little while since we've had one. This one's a little bit more of a hockey trade, player for player, which is something we haven't seen a lot of here lately. So it's nice to get some activity, and I think this trade kind of helps both teams in different ways. We have the Ottawa Senators and the New Jersey Devils hooking up on a deal where the Senators have traded Zach McEwen to New Jersey in exchange for Curtis McDermott. Now, breaking this deal down, you get Zach McEwen. He's 29 years old. He has signed a 3-year deal. This would have been right before the new regime in Ottawa took over with new ownership. This would have been on a Pierre Dorion signing. Give him 3 years, which was at the time quite surprising, but it was at league minimum, $775. So it's like, okay, if it need be, it can be fully buried in the minors, and it has been at times, so it's not overly atrocious. And McEwen does have some skill, and he is not afraid of the rough stuff, can hit and fight and all that stuff. So he's 29, final year of his contract, league minimum. Fourth line guy, never usually plays any higher in the lineup. You get Curtis McDermott, bit older, 31, makes a little bit more, $1.15 million, which is the exact maximum that you can bury in the minors as well. So again, neither of these contracts should become an albatross for either team. And McDermott is, again, similar. He can play defense and he can play wing. Mostly been a winger the last few years. At one point was a D, though. And he's a big guy and he can fight. And that's kind of what he's there for. He's there for toughness. Now, his contract has an extra year on it. So McEwen's will expire at the end of the year. McDermott's got this year and one more. So each team is trying to accomplish something different here. The Devils are looking for a little bit of cap flexibility. So they get McDermott's contract over to Ottawa. They take on McEwen. McEwen, again, it's cheaper if they want that player who can be your fourth line guy, can be tough physical fight at the NHL level. He's cheaper. So it gives them a little bit of flexibility in that sense, gives them a player who's a tad younger. And then you get Ottawa, who after the last couple of preseason games, especially the one in Quebec City versus Montreal, and then, of course, early on against the Leafs, but mostly that Montreal game, I think they learned pretty quick that we aren't tough enough, and we need a guy who can actually fight. I like Zach McEwen, good baratimer from PEI, has worked his butt off through his career, and I know last year, especially, went through some things off the ice, was away from the team. I think part of what got him signed was recommendation from Claude Giroux. Knew him from Philadelphia. I'm not saying it was a favor to Giroux or anything, but star players can be a little bit influential at times. I think just a good reference, if you will, might have played a role. Like, I'm not saying certainly it did, but I think it might have had a little something to do with it. Either way, McEwen's been a good soldier for Ottawa. I'm not talking down to him. But I've never seen the guy win a fight ever, and during his tenure with the Senators, at the very least. So it's been a while since they've had a more legitimate, intimidating fighter. Right? They got lots of guys that are not afraid of it, lots of guys that can play physical, but after what we saw in Montreal, they're like, okay, we probably need somebody who can actually maybe even intimidate somebody a little bit and that can actually fight. And McDermott can do that. Again, the contract is fully variable if need be. They have a better cap situation than New Jersey, so they can afford that small difference in pay. And here we are. McEwen was also in a situation where, because of the, I guess you could say, logjammer options that they had for the fourth line, wasn't guaranteed to be a regular in the NHL. It might have been in a case where he was going to be fourth line and then to the minors and then up and down and, on waivers a few times throughout the year, whatnot. And hopefully he can avoid that. Now, New Jersey may go in a different route. They may totally just put him in the minors and take the full flexibility. I'm not sure what the Devils' plans are for him, but if they want that type of player, because him and McDermott would be similar types in a sense, he's cheaper. So we'll see obviously what happens, but I think Ottawa needs a little bit more of a toughness factor, like a more legit guy who can fight. I like McEwen, like I said, but he's not able to fulfill that role. They might not have really felt they needed it before, but I think they do now, and it's time. So here we are. Good trade, I think, for both sides. There's potential benefits for both. I'm not sure there's really a downside for either side. McEwen's contract expires at the end of the year. Like I said, fully variable in the NHL to the AHL if need be for cap relief. Can't really lose in that sense. New Jersey does maybe not be quite as tougher, which is unfortunate for them. Ottawa's side, I think they get a little bit tougher, and they have an extra year in the contract. So this player can be sticking around. So I like the upside for both teams. Let me know what you think in this trade. Might not be a significant one, but sometimes the toughness factor does play a role. I think the Devils went out and got McDermott as more of a response to like the Rangers having, Rempe and some other guys in that division. Delorier in Philadelphia, etc. Like the Metro Division got some tough customers, and they brought McDermott in to kind of protect their guys. And, well, obviously they felt it was expendable and time to move on. So we'll see. Ottawa, I think, feels they need some more grit. Hopefully it works out. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it further in the comments, and I'll be back later with another video confirming and talking about the rest of the news and rumors around the entire NHL. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.